Very good morning, India. Welcome to News This Week on Spirits TV. I am Shalini Kumar with the latest updates from the world of alcoholic beverages and hospitality sector. Let's start with new policy initiatives taken by some states. Seems states are on the task of rationalize their excise policy by incorporating the alcobev sector's demands. Recently, Telangana State Beverages Corporation Limited has proposed huge relief by restructuring the excise duty and lending price on per case on alcobev brands supplied in the state by outside suppliers. Proposed structure on applicable excise duty and lending prices shows considerable reduction, which would be a huge relaxation for non-local suppliers to invest on excise duty. As per the release documents, applicable excise duty is divided at 30-70 ratio, 30% added to basic price of a case to proposed lending price for an IMFL brand. However, there will be no change in the existing basic price, issue price and MRP rates. On the other hand, neighbouring Andhra Pradesh state government is now levying an additional retail excise tax on every bottle of alcoholic beverage that is being sold in Andhra Pradesh. This amounts to 10% of the issue price, which is calculated on a bottle of alcoholic beverages actual price after adding all other state and central government taxes for the product. The result is that now a bottle of whiskey which was available in the range of 70 to 90 rupees in AP now costs anywhere between 150 and 180 rupees in a retail shop and 210 rupees in a bar in the state. Liquor revenue means a lot for states, so there is no surprise that Chhattisgarh's move to sack employees of state corporation who fail to meet liquor sales targets in the state. A letter issued by the General Manager of Chhattisgarh State Marketing Corporation Limited has warned that the salesmen who fail to achieve the liquor sales target should be sacked. The order copy also states that all the salesmen who were posted in liquor shops for more than a year should be transferred. It has created controversy following the ruling party's promise on banning liquor in the state in the election manifesto. As per an RTI reply on an application filed by a media group, Keralites have consumed liquor worth 1.15 lakh crore rupees in 10 years between 2010-11 and 2020-21. Figures reflect that spending on liquor consumption is on a surge every year and the amount spent on drinking has doubled in 10 years. At the same time, the government has spent only 43 crore rupees over the last 5 years on the alcohol abstinence scheme. In the past, many alcobev companies had left Andhra Pradesh due to current state government move to bring complete liquor ban in phased manner in the state. Now, these companies are willing to return to the state. The companies are asking for a settlement of pending dues by the Andhra government. The state government has agreed to clear the outstanding dues in installments. It has proposed to pay 50% of the dues at once and then keep paying 10% every month for the next 5 months. Liquor producers and retailers in Delhi are waiting for pricing decisions of liquor brands, which are to be sold in Delhi under the new excise policy. Some liquor manufacturers reported that no pricing decision has been communicated to them yet by the Delhi government. The delay on liquor pricing decision by the Delhi government will affect both manufacturers and new retailers in the Delhi's liquor market who need to resume or start business operations from 17th November this year. Delhi's excise office was expected to decide and communicate with concerned stakeholders on alcoholic beverage pricing soon after bidding closed around mid-September. After the Delhi government's decision on liquor pricing, concerned parties need to reprice and label the liquor bottles afresh. Labeling details on every alcoholic beverage bottle usually include the MRP and the manufacturer's or the distributor's name. Let's move to a couple of court rulings which would be of Alcobev sector's interest. In a ruling, a single judge bench of Bombay High Court said it would be imperative for educational institutions to create students with strong moral values so as to prepare them to face tougher journeys and challenges in life, while dismissing a plea by petitioners running a school in Pune district. The school had challenged a liquor license issued to a restaurant in the vicinity. The court noted that the petitioner's institution should not have formed an opinion that education imparted by the school was so fragile that the students would get easily influenced by a restaurant serving liquor in the vicinity. The Allahabad High Court directed the refund of Uttar Pradesh value added tax on ENA as the state lost its legislative competence to impose the tax. As many as 9 petitions were filed seeking relief in the nature of a declaration that the state legislature of Uttar Pradesh lost its legislative competence to impose or levy tax on the sale of ENA after enactment of the 101 Constitution Amendment with effect from 1st July 2017 as a direct consequence of the enactment of Article 246A read with Article 366(12)A of the Constitution of India, read with the substituted entry 54 of List 2 of the 7th schedule to the Constitution. Now, moving on to the trade negotiation stories. India and Israel have decided to renew negotiations on a free trade agreement between India and Israel in November. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met his Israeli counterpart Yair Lapid in Jerusalem recently and discussed matters of bilateral interest. At the meet, the two sides decided to renew negotiations on a free trade agreement. The agreement may be ready for signature by mid-2022. Now time to move to share some new developments related to hospitality and Alcobev sector. In a recent development, Maharashtra's Chief Minister has directed the administration to issue guidelines for extending the business hours for bars and restaurants in Maharashtra. As per the state government statement, the timings will be restored to 1:30 am by the end of this week as applicable before COVID-19 induced restrictions. All other COVID-19 related restrictions, including a 50% occupancy limit, will stay. Restaurants, bars, cinema halls and theatres can resume operations from 22nd October. At present, their business hours have been fixed to 10 pm. The hospitality industry proactively coming forward to contribute in environment protection. Recently, Radisson Hotel Group said that it is the world's first hotel group to make all meetings and events across 400 plus hotels in its EMEA portfolio carbon negative. For every event taking place at its participating hotels, Radisson Hotel Group will offset double the carbon footprint to ensure that every meeting has a positive impact on the environment. Here are some interesting news from the other parts of the world. Queen Elizabeth II's doctors have advised her to stop drinking alcohol in the lead up to the celebration of her Platinum Jubilee on 6th February 2022, the event marking her 70th anniversary as Queen of the United Kingdom. While the Queen mostly enjoys her drink in private, she does it in the evenings and she enjoys a dry martini. During dinner time, the Queen is known to also enjoy a glass of sweet wine, and her late cousin Margaret Rhodes had said that the monarch also drinks a glass of champagne before bed. The Queen has two different gins produced by her residences. Both Buckingham Palace and Sandringham House have their own official take on the spirit. Napa Valley vintners have started using nesting barn owls for pest control in an effort to move away from toxic pesticides while making wine. Barn owls are being welcomed onto vineyards across California. According to the non-profit Napa Green, a trend toward chemical-free farming statewide is reflected in the threefold increase of organic wine grape acreage since 2005, with the number of organic acres doubling in just the last decade. One of the world's most efficient pest controllers is the barn owl, which is found on 6 of our 7 continents and is capable of eating 3,400 rodents each year. Now let's welcome some innovatively crafted Alcobev products. Bowmore has unveiled 2 new whiskies in its first release of Bowmore No Corners to Hide, a collaboration between graphic artist Frank Quitely, who has illustrated for Marvel and DC Comics, and Bowmore's master blender Ron Welsh, inspired by the myths and legends from the remote island of Islay, home to the Bowmore distillery for more than 240 years. Each bottle in the collaboration features Quitely's exclusive designs and artwork. The limited edition series features 2 single malts, a 23-year-old and a 32-year-old, both exclusively available in select global travel retail outlets across the world. Chocolate-inspired whiskey collection, the Macallan has released a new innovative series of single malts named the Macallan Harmony Collection. Rich Cacao, Macallan's new chocolate-inspired single malt, is the first whiskey in a new innovative series of single malts. The whiskey is made from a combination of European and American oak casks and is said to pair perfectly with rich chocolate. In homage to its chocolate influence, the new series is presented in a 100% recyclable gift box made using discarded husks from cacao pods. New single malt liquid offers an aroma of chocolate fondant, honey, oak, zesty lime and ginger, while the palate brings hints of dark chocolate, honey, dates, vanilla and cinnamon. Harridan Vodka made 60 limited edition bottles dubbed Paranormal Reserve. Each was rested for 7 days in 3 of America's most haunted houses: the Villisca X Murder House, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum and Farm on Round Top Road, which inspired the movie The Conjuring. The new vodkas are available beginning today in select NYC liquor stores and online for nationwide shipping. They won't last long. Each bottle is filled with 88 proof spirit, packaged in an engraved wooden box and adorned with a hand-numbered leather tag indicating in which house it was rested. Bottles also come with information on the history of the respective house and its paranormal activity. Fratelli Wines has introduced a fresh look for their single varietal range of wines, sharing the story of love, passion and a shared dream of the 3 families at the heart of the Fratelli brand. The new labels feature a stylized illustration of a family portrait of the brothers of Fratelli, the Secchi brothers from Italy, the Secchi and Mohite Patil brothers from India, with vibrant color palettes and a silhouette change in the shape of the bottle. The new label designs are also aimed at appealing to a wider audience of new age wine enthusiasts. The Fratelli single varietal portfolio of wines consists of 10 different distinct variants. With this, I wrap up today's edition and I will come back for new updates next Friday. Till then, stay safe and say cheers with care.